Hello, everyone who's already joined. How on earth are we? It's been quite a while since I last did a stream, but tonight is a very good reason for it. I've been sitting on my hands on this one for weeks and weeks. No, actually not that long, just a few weeks. Just like a couple of weeks. But I have been super excited for this to release, and thanks to the lovely outlet of Thumb Culture that I write for, you can see their little logo to the left there, the bottom left of the picture. I am able to stream this little beauty on the day of release. This is the Excavation of Hob's Barrow from Cloak and Dagger Games and from Wajitai Games. I'm excited. I'm so excited. You'll have to forgive me. I'm very happy hyper right now. Normally I would have dressed up, but it is cold as balls right now. I am freezing my nips off, so comfy as it is. I'm keeping warm, but I did make a little bit of effort with my face. I did little pink things here because our main character, Thomasina here, she has little flashes of pink. So I thought I would do that. But because this is a special occasion, where did I put it? There we go. It's a special occasion, so I have wine. Yes, I can't think of a better reason to have a nice glass of wine than a game that you've been obsessed about for a while finally getting released and getting to stream it on the first day. So celebratory wines it is. Hey, hello Naz, hello. Thank you very much. I am being very cozy this eve. It's far too cold to be dressy, I'm afraid. As much as I would like to have been dressy. But yay to Sean and John at Cloak and Dagger Games and the lovely team there, and of course Dave and the team at Wajitai Games. Yay! Congratulations! It's out! It's released! So, Charles. Indeed, Slancher. I am all ready. I also have a guest with me, a small guest that I picked up from EGX. This is Janet. This is Janet the jellyfish. I did not name her. She has her own name, as you can see. She is a squashmallow, and she is very cute. Just stupidly cute. I had to pick her up at EGX. She is a jellyfish. She's got a gorgeous little pastel colours. She's got little tentacles at the bottom, and she's so squishy. She's unbelievably squishy. So she will be sitting right here with me that I can squish and hide behind when this gets too spooky. But yeah, how is everyone else? Talk to me. How are we? Janet says hello. Hi. I would wave her tentacles, but I have wine in one hand and Janet in the other. So we shall give it a couple more minutes just to allow a few more people to join, because I know a couple of people will be dropping by. So I shall give it a few more minutes. Incidentally, because this is a kind of folky horror game, is everyone getting into the spooky season? Because we're only 3 days away from October. That's nuts. So I am getting into the spooky season. I love Halloween season. I am preparing a costume. I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet, but it's there. It's there. Definitely there. So yes, if you are honoring the spooky season, how will you all be honoring? I'm curious. That's it. Hello, Mike. Hey. So for anyone who doesn't know, Mike is another one of the writers at Thumb Culture. He actually reviewed this game, like a written review. So if you get a chance, go to thumbculture.co.uk and go and read his review. But stick around for this first and then go. But yes, so he did a written review, and I got lucky and got a key to stream. So I was like, what's that? Please handle your wine and squishy friends responsibly. I will be very responsible for Janet, although I may just hide behind her when it gets very spooky. That's okay. Right. Okay, last little sip and last little checks, I think. Before we get started. What's that? What's that? I got someone with me watching this. Says hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. The more the merrier. Please come all to the Hobbs Barrow party. We've all got it going on here. Bring your squishy friends. There. What's that? Oh. What's that, Mike? Oh, I'm really glad you got a copy of stream. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I was more than happy to give it to you to review, because like I was gonna. This was on my list anyway, so it's just like mine. Right, last minute checks as normal. I think I have everything where I need it to be. If I don't, then we'll soon find out, won't we? Alright. As usual, whenever I start these things, I have done a quick sound test. Sounds okay for a quickie, but don't know how the music's going to be or sound is going to be inside. So if the music gets too overwhelming, you can't hear me, or I am overpowering the sound, then let me know. We'll sort it. It's all good. As always, I am paired with water because I am a responsible drunk. And also, this is pink as well. Did not plan this, but my glass is also pink. So we've definitely got a theme going on. Right. Let's start that over here, where I can see it. Fantastic. Okay. Right. I think we're all good to go. I think. I'm so hyper. So. Apologies, peeps. You're gonna hear me squeeing and making lots of weird random noises throughout this stream. So, yeah, sorry, but also not sorry. Right, okay. Let us do this. Let's get this barrow rolling. Okay. Okay. Okay, I have it in my ears. And I have it on my screen. Whee! Oh, wow. Oh, that's... Ooh. That was not what I expected. That was not what I expected, music-wise. We've got like a bit of 80s synth going on here. This is cool. I like this. For anyone who doesn't know, I am a little bit of a fan of like 80s kind of synthwave, retro wave. I always have it on when I'm writing or I'm working on something. So this is cool. I like it. Right. As always, I'm gonna do a cheeky check of the options. What? What was that? Oh, it started already. Keep Janet close. Okay. Click to advance dialogue. Oh, actually, I might turn that on. Actually, because if there are repeated conversations, I do want to just like, speed ahead. All right. Okay. I think everything's gonna be okay as usual. If it's not, tell me, and I'll sort it out. That noise again. I'm already spooked up. It's not good. Right. Okay. Cheers. Let's do this. Oh, and we're in. Oh, yes, I remember this. Oh, That's very cool. I could hear that in my left ear. I remember this from the demo. I played the demo of this like back in 2020. I think I played it. And now it has music. It's cool.
Ah, Miss Bateman.
And voices. Hello.
Welcome back to Ticehurst House.
Nice.
It's been quite some time.
It has.
Terrible weather this evening, is it not?
Ooh.
Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see.
That's fair.
A bit of rain won't kill me, will it?
Ugh. This is Victorian times. I'm not sure what will kill you, but I'm sure rain won't kill you.
You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper.
Oh dear.
You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside. We'll catch your death out here.
Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, whoa, that's a cool effect. Nice. Ah, good old-fashioned Victorian steam train.
Dearest
Very nice.
Mother,
Oh, this is
I
cool.
hope this letter will reach you.
Cool.
I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience.
We're patient. Oh, sheep. Hi, sheep.
I will endeavour to explain the events that led me to Ticehurst House that night. As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Close up eyes. Very cool, but... Ooh. Hello.
The letter brought me to the isolated village of Bewley, deep in the moors.
Ah. And here we are. Ah, nice. Steam
No
achievement.
station master in sight. I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter.
Okay. So, is that going to be first order of business? Yep. Let's have a look at this letter. Alright. Left click to walk, interact. Right click to examine. Inventory and menu, top of the screen. Nice. Nice. Classic. Left click, right click to examine it. Once an inventory item is selected, you can right click, deselect it. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, double click on an exit to teleport to it. Nice little feature. The game will occasionally autosave. Also good. Also good, but as long as I have a save function, F5, nice. And a quick load as well. Cool. If I screw things up, I might be using that. And hotspots is space. Cool. Nice. All right then. All right. So where's this letter? This one. There we go. Let's see. Dear Miss Bateman, I write this letter in the hope of piquing your curiosity. I read about your expertise in barrows, and if I understood correctly, you are writing a book on them and the treasures they contain. I live in the village of Bewley, where a most special barrow can be found on the outskirts. Always starts like this, doesn't it? It's like there's something that will be of great interest to you, and the protagonist just can't resist. It is rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in. The place is steeped in local legend, and there is rumour of secrets to be found deep within. Tasty. I am intrigued. You have piqued our curiosity. Where is it? I hope you will not misunderstand me and find this letter intrusive. If you wish to visit Bewley and excavate the barrow, I will be pleased to be your guide. Alright. Please send your response to the Plough and Furrow Inn. Bewley, I shall await your letter. That's where he's gonna be. Of course, any distinguished guide is always gonna be in the pub. Duh. There we are, look at that. There you go. Dear Miss Bateman, marvellous news. I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 14th of this new month at the Plough and Furrow Inn. Find him in the pub. The inn has fine rooms, which you will find adequate for your short stay. When we meet, I shall tell you more of the circumstances surrounding the site, which is referred to locally as Hob's Barrow. It is not located on my own land, but we will have no issue gaining permission to excavate. Fantastic. Well, this all sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Okay.
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn.
Well, not yet. Someone has arrived for us to speak to, and I've just realised the click to advance text is actually click it to advance it rather than skip it. So we'll turn that off. Resume. Got a bit confused there. I was like, where is resume? It's up there. Hi.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Hi. Yes, the pub. How does one get to the pub?
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Ah, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewley. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank you very much.
Oh, t'other side. We're up in Yorkshire, aren't we?
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Well, it used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
Are you local?
Ah, yes, a local I am. But I don't live in the village.
Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite. Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey.
That was one thing that stood out to me in the demo as well. It's like, when you talk to people, it's always been a rule in point and click adventures. You talk to people and all of a sudden they'll give you all their life story. It's like, oh, I'm going here, I'm doing this, my father did this, and it's like, here it's just like, excuse me, that is none of your business. I'm not telling that to a total stranger. Okay, or is it? Oh, is it that? Oh, it's that way. That will be, yeah, that way.
What brings you to Bewley?
Now he's being nosy.
What brings you to Bewley, miss?
I love it. Lie. She looks superstitious. No, we have nothing to hide. We like our quirky hobbies. Let's do it.
I'm here to visit a local landmark, Hob's Barrow.
Hob's Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave robber, are you?
Not at all. I merely have an interest in antiquities.
Not much to be found in Bewley, if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
I will not say you did not.
That was odd.
That was very odd, so she's never heard of it. Okay. Also, I love this scenery. Look at this. I'm from Lancashire. I'm from the other side. I'm from the other side of the Pennines, but pretty much moors like this are like kind of all around the outside of where I live. There's some gorgeous places. So this does feel like home here. Look at this. Ooh, that is nice music. Ooh. Ominous. Yeah, that's not spooky at all. No. It's fine. It's all fine. Where is everybody?
The sign is in a shabby state, but the shop appears to be a cobbler's.
Nice. And
A
this?
local dwelling.
Okay, that one's just a house. That one's boarded up.
The building is in a dilapidated state.
Okay. Ah, there's our pub.
Plough and Furrow. I have a bit of time time before Mr. Shoulder arrives. I should inquire about a room.
Okay. There's someone in the way. As I said, that's someone who currently lives in Yorkshire can verify. This is all fine. it's just fine. It's fine. Okay, dude is in the way. We'll need to get out of my way. Because we need a room.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone in this sodden weather?
What are you doing out in this weather? That's a good question.
What are you doing out in this weather?
Waiting for you, my dear.
I doubt that.
And I've waited long enough. So, give us a kiss now, won't you?
Oh my god. No. No, 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 no. I love it. Slap him. I have no time for this.
How dare you?
Nice. That's how you deal. That's how you deal with drunks.
What a buffoon.
Nice, I got an achievement for that. Yes. Lovely. Beautiful.
I should speak to the innkeeper about a room.
Love it. Just brush it off. Give him a whack upside the face. Brush it off. Now we're all good. Lovely. Right, we need a room. What's this now? There's a lovely tea shop up the road from the pub full of men who need to be slapped. Yes, I can vouch for this. It's the same in York. There is lovely tea and cafe places just up the road from a pub that is full of old drunks. Right.
Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass.
All right.
How can I help you?
A room, please.
I am in need of a room for the night.
Aye, we aren't short of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
Fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
Fair. Also, gotta love nice little nuances, nice little northern nuances. It's dinner and tea. That's how it goes. None of this lunch business. Okay, it's dinner and tea. All right. Okay. I got money. I got monies. Hi.
This is payment for the room.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Welcome.
Thomasina Bateman.
And will Mr. Bateman be staying with us tonight?
No, I am not wed. My
Spinster.
assistant is arriving in Bewley tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key.
Thank you very much.
Just go through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs. Room number 2.
Thank you.
Got it.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage. I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives.
Alright. I've done. Got our room key. Fantastic. Still got some money left. That's awesome. But yes, I always assume there's a Mr. Bateman, isn't there? Charming. That's that. But what do they call rolls of bread here? Ooh, now that is the question. That is one. unless we come across it somewhere, that is one for Sean and John. Incidentally, if they do come by, Sean, John, what do they call their bread rolls here? Alright. Nice.
This shall do nicely. Time
Ah,
to change into something more comfortable.
aye, that'll do. That'll do. Nice.
Much better.
Nice. Gotta say, love this outfit. Absolutely love this outfit. Yeah, I am still... I'm still toying with the idea of making a cosplay of this. I'm going to Adventure X con in November, and like Sean and Don, Cloak and Dagger, and Wadget Eye are gonna be there. So I'm like, I want to cosplay this. I might put this together.
I've stored my case in there. A box within a box.
Box in a box. Right. Anything
I've
in the
hung my
wardrobe?
dress inside. Aside from that, the wardrobe is empty.
Okay, fair enough. Anything we can take? Ooh, jug of water.
This may come in handy.
Yeah, we need to freshen up. Yeah. Okay. Can we freshen up with a bowl of water?
I feel relatively clean. Perhaps I could use this water for something else.
Okay, gotcha. I see something over here. I see matches. Always useful.
Complimentary matches. Useful.
So that's
Only one match left though.
It's fun. Okay, we're gonna have to use it wisely then. Anything in the drawers?
Jammed shut. The wood must have warped over the years.
Boo. Boo hiss boo. Ooh.
A painting of surprising quality. It portrays a rocky outcrop overlooking a vast moor. Perhaps a local landmark.
Very nice. Hopefully we can go there at some point. And the plate?
A decorative plate depicting a goat.
Goats on plates. Nice. Alright. Okay, well, we're freshened up. We're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, let's see if we can get some conversations going, maybe, while we wait.
Hello, miss.
What you want? Bugger off.
Alright then. How about you, sir? Care for some conversation?
Hello, sir.
Aye,
Do you know a Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
you're not local. You've come on that bloody train, haven't you? Bewley's going to dogs.
Not a fan of trains, are we? Okay. But then again, I suppose this is when the railway, I guess, would have first kind of come in, I suppose. So, shaking the fist at change.
My name is Thomasina Bateman, and you are...
None of your business, lass. Where's your husband?
None of your business, sir.
You're brave coming in here, all on your own.
I'm a grown woman.
I'm Cyril.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cyril.
Alright, Cyril. What bee's in your bonnet? Hey, alright, love. Hey, friend, how are you? Hello. How's it going? It's going wonderfully. I am very happy to be playing this. So I am here with the wine. I'm here with the wine, some water, and a nice squishy thing to hide behind should it get too spooky. So, right now, where is Master Leonard Shoulder? We're waiting for him. Where is he?
Mr. Shoulder?
That'd be none of your business, lass. I don't come to your city poking around asking questions, do I? Man just wants to enjoy his ale in peace.
No, I got nothing for that one. No. Hand truly slapped. Okay. But now we've started this conversation, I may as well exhaust all the options.
I take it you are not enamored with the railway station.
Bewley's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here. It's as simple as that, lass.
Why not?
This is our town, our land.
I assure you, I am not here to cause trouble.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Yeah, I suppose we will. What's that now? Sounds like every miserable bastard in the Napier. Can't argue with that either. For those who are wondering, the Napier is a local pub up in our hometown, and yeah, it definitely does sound like all the miserable bastards in the Napier. Oh, I love that pub. I love it to bits. I spent so many of my teenage years in there, and I still go when I come home. It's great. I love it. But there are some miserable bastards in there.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We're a proud community. I've lived here my whole life. Not It's here to interest folks like you.
Folks like me.
Aye.
Bye for now.
Ta-ra, lass.
You'll be surprised what interests me. Okay. Okay, they do not want to talk. They're clearly having a Barney over there. How about this dude? Up for a chatter?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
Note for you here.
I beg your pardon?
I said there's note for you here, lass. Be on your way.
Charming.
Quite. Then again, it is very like London as well. People do not want to chat to you and will jump as if you've poked them in the leg if you say hello to them on the tube. Like, oh, someone just gave me a greeting. Oh, there. There's so much of my time. It's very much like home, isn't it, Brian? It literally is.
Good day, sir.
Oh yeah. Nope, nothing from you. Okay. Alright, well, the innkeeper at least was polite, so we will...
Miss Bateman,
chat.
you've transformed.
I feel far more comfortable in my outdoor clothing.
You look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley Kemp.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
Alright, Stan.
I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
Fantastic. What's this now? Can smell the old man stink of this pub. You actually can. It does. Literally everything about it, the composition and the art in here literally does just almost literally reek of it. It's great. So Leonard, the guy I'm supposed to meet, where is he? Yes.
I'm looking for a man named Leonard Shoulder.
Aye, I know the man.
Oh, good.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you.
Well, she may not partake, but moi, on the other hand. Yes, please, make mine a wine.
What can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard then?
Again, we have nothing to hide. It's probably going to be our downfall, but we have nothing to hide.
Well, if
Yet.
you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
Are you familiar with tumuli?
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've lost me.
You lost
I
me.
excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
Oh, aye. You're a grave robber.
I am no such thing.
Don't worry, lass. I've met all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
I assure you, my goal is more noble than petty grave robbery.
What sort of relics do you find then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Well, rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye.
Rather.
Very interesting. But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewley. A site called Hob's Barrow. I'm meeting him here this evening to find out more.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard nought about a Hob's Barrow.
Already something's not quite right here. It's like we've been told to come here for Hobbs Barrow, and no one seems to know what it is. Have we found the broken snooker table in the dark? Oh, 2 arrows. Yeah, it's down the back. What's this? We may as well exhaust our conversation.
Bewley?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St. Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Oh, St. Edmund's Church, you say? We might go along to that. Also, peeps, very random, but all the time this conversation is going on, my eye is drawn to this one pink plate right here. I want it. Can I have it later? Because it's just drawing my eye every so often. I'm like, I'm focusing. I'm watching the conversation, but all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, pink plate. Can I have it? Is it going to be useful later? Is there going to be a puzzle where I touch all of the plates in an order? It better be.
Are you sure you've never heard of Hobbs Barrow?
Not in my life, lass, but I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
Mr.
Right.
Shoulder said the Barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass? Haven't you better things to do with your time?
I enjoy nothing more than the thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Oh, a barrow digger too, were he?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
I'm afraid my father's been bedbound by illness for many years.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital.
Yes, I thought that might come up. Like, what happened to him? That's kind of sad.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for the last 16 years. I worked as a drover all over the country in my younger days.
Alright.
Saved up my coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewley.
Thanks for your time.
Oh.
As you were.
Mr. Shoulder should really be here by now. I'll sit down and wait.
Alright. Yes, pull up a pew, grab some wine, and while away while we wait.
Where on earth is he? What a waste of time this is turning out to be.
Evening there, miss.
Not you
Oh
again.
no.
I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I deserve that slap. I'm sorry for my behaviour. The drink gets a hold of me sometimes.
Let's start again, shall we?
My name is
Oh, it's not.
Thomasina Bateman.
For a minute, I was thinking he was Leonard.
To Bewley, anyway.
I'm here to meet someone, but he has not arrived.
His loss, if you ask me.
Stop it.
Perhaps you know the gentleman, Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, I know Mr. Shoulder all right. If I may be so bold as to say, he's a bit long in the tooth for you.
The relationship is not what you're implying. I've never met him. In fact, I know very little about him at all.
Get me an ale and I'll tell you all about the old sod.
Really? I love it. Must I really buy you a drink for this information? No, he is useful, he has useful information, and it's okay. If he gets too drunk, we can just slap him again. It's all good.
One ale coming right up.
Fine.
Thank you very much, Miss Bateman. Then I'll tell you all about old Leonard Shoulder.
Yeah, you better. 'Cause I'm not spending all my money on you just to try for a snog again, okay?
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. 2 pence, please.
Tuppence.
This was the last of my money, but Kenneth will be here tomorrow with more funds.
Oh, good. That's great. We're spending the last of our money on a drunk who tried to cop a field, basically.
Here you are, Arthur.
Thanking you.
Now,
It's the spot that does, lass. Now then.
We're waiting.
Old Leonard Shaw.
This was a mistake.
Arthur? Mr. Tillett? For heaven's sake, the man is in a drunken stupor.
Oh, I should have known better. Oh, God's sake. Can I shake him?
Mr. Tillett?
Can I slap him? Again.
He's not dead, just very drunk. I would still like to hear what he has to say about Mr. Shoulder.
Can we... Oh, water. Water. Here, wake up call. Oi.
Oh, what the hell were that for?
You passed out, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, sorry, lass. Where were I? Leonard Shoulder. Hold on another minute. I'm making for a piss.
This man is unbelievable.
What she said. I spent the last of my money on this dickhead. What's that, Mike? If it makes you feel better, I bought him a pint too.
Perhaps I should go in there and check on him.
It's an hour and only now you're checking on him. Ooh. What's this next? God, the main character has very little patience for people. Into it. Yes, I'm also into it. No time for bollocks. Just get to it.
Miss Bateman,
Hiya.
my apologies. The ladies are closed due to faulty plumbing. You'll have to use the gents.
Lovely.
Intonation on that was beautiful.
Mr. Tillett?
Squishy. Oh. I can hear that metallic noise in my headphones. It's like... Ooh. Hello?
Mr. Tillett? Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
Nope. Oh my days, I love this lighting. What's that over the stairs? Excuse me, though. Shit. Well, we don't know. We haven't tried this one yet. Still, that is very spooky. But I am loving this lighting over here. It is so cool.
Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
Cat. Cat. Sick.
Well, you're not Mr. Tillett.
Can I pet you though?
I'd rather not touch it. The thing stinks to high heaven.
Fair enough. Okay. Did he stumble out the back? Did he pass out?
The door opens a crack, but appears to be blocked from the other side.
Well then.
I think I can hear someone moving around. Mr. Tillett? Arthur, are you out there? Judging from the draft coming from below, this door must lead outside. I should investigate further.
Okay. Alright, well we can't go out that way, so we're going around the other way. Okay. Okay. Is there a way around? Oh my god, look at this! Oh, this is so cool! Look at this kind of fog effect going on here. Oh, this is awesome. I like the little blurry effect around the lights. Oh, this is cool. This is really, really cool. Right, probably around this way, I'm guessing.
Excuse me, sir.
Sod ya. Where's Arthur? No one here, but what is this? A glove?
A pearly white gent's glove. It's certainly unlike anything Mr. Tillett was wearing.
Indeed. Ooh.
Seems rather out of place here. Peculiar.
I thought that. The clientele do not seem the type to use gloves. What's this now? This is some quality fog right there. Silent Hill is looking on proud. Yes, absolutely. Love it. What's that? It's giving some Hot Fuzz vibes. The greater good. It does, actually. We're going to have some hooded figures just pop over the wall in a minute, just like here, and go, the greater good.
I suspect the barrels are empty. Otherwise the locals would be rolling them into their cellars.
Very true. Okay, well, let's move that for a start.
Someone has wedged the door shut. Mr. Tillett. Why would he have done that?
Don't know if it's Mr. Tillett. Don't know why he would wedge the door shut. He could barely stand up.
Did Mr. Tillett leave, then block the door behind him? Something strange is going on here.
Quite.
Who was that old chap I saw outside the alley? He headed eastward. Maybe I could catch up with him and ask him if he saw Mr. Tillett.
Yes, let's go venture out into the foggy night. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. Okay. Oh, there he is.
Sir?
Hey, excuse me. That light just went out. Squish. Squish, squish, squish. Oh my god, look how cool this is though. Oh, I am a sucker for great pixel art, and this is oodles of it. Literally.
The old man has disappeared into the darkness. I'd best turn back to the inn.
Nice, into the night, except we're not going into the night. Not tonight. Yes, I don't think I'll be knocking on random people's doors this evening. I don't think we'll do that. No, thank you. What's that? What's that now? I wonder if you can get a Japanese peace lily for your room. It's fine. But the peace lily will be impounded as evidence, so you know. Okay. Just in time.
Last orders.
I should get some sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewley shall have to wait for tomorrow.
That plate.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull.
It's pink.
A decorative plate depicting a serpent.
What's on
A
this?
decorative plate depicting an eagle.
Oh, there is so gonna be a puzzle here. It screams puzzle, and I'm like, when's it gonna come? And can I take that pink plate? I want it.
Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. Should get some sleep.
Alright then. Alright then. Ooh, little more time in front of the fire. Okay, we'll take a little more time. Let's have a look at the fire. Maybe a look at the pictures.
A pixie-faced peasant boy, painted in a naive style. A majestic animal, cut down in his prime.
Quite.
This painting shows a Rubenesque figure brushing her hair. Quite unusual to see such a sensual work in a room like this.
Hey, it's a pub for old codgers. They're all pervs, as we found out earlier.
A colourful work depicting a bashful knight. It is signed N. Hamley.
Is that going to be useful later? And literally, yes! Hey! An achievement for looking at the paintings. Sweet.
A biblical scene of some kind. An angel is depicted looking longingly to the heavens.
Oh, yeah, I see. There is much to be gained from standing in front of the fire and admiring some artwork. It's great.
The crackling fireplace is more welcoming than the facial expressions of the locals.
It's fine. Oh, that one above the door.
The painting depicts a rocky-edged lake. A small bronze plate states the name Lake Cubilius.
Who knows? Maybe we can visit the place.
Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. should get some sleep.
Alright then. Looked at the paintings. We've got our little Steam achievement. Yes, we will get some sleep.
Yes, I must get some sleep. I shall track down Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
Miss Bateman,
Yes.
off to bed?
Yes, I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter. Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewley.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
Good night, Stanley.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
At least Stanley is nice. Although, what's that? They mean well. One of them literally told me to bugger off. But they mean well. It's a nice bugger off. Ooh, I like Oh, is this the creepy cat? Oh, creepy cat. Oh my god, creepy cat. This is coming from a cat person, someone who adores cats. Oh, creepy cat. No, we don't want a close up. I don't want a close up of the creepy cat. Ooh, first day, Adventus. Hey, Adventus, lovely. Right. After that,
Such horrid dreams.
dreams. I don't know. Oh my god, Dave! Hello! Hi! Oh
Entered from
my
the
days!
inside, just as I left it last night.
Oh. Sorry, I am honoured.
I suspected.
I'm very
Must have
honoured.
dreamt
Thank
that
you for
wretched little
joining.
cat. I
Joining
must
just in
say, I'm
time.
relieved.
Ah,
Right then. Let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder.
right.
I'm rather
let's-
anxious to get to this barrow.
Yes, so am
I
I.
also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett.
Probably passed out drunk somewhere. I'm guessing. That's it. Oh, that's okay. You can't stay for very long. I'm honored you came to join. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the launch. It's here. It's here. It's here in the virtual flesh. And I'm so excited. I love it already. I'm already in love with it. Right. Okay. Let's go and have a look. After creepy cat dreams,
Good
we're gonna
morning,
go.
Miss Bateman.
We're gonna go look
day, Stanley.
around. Stanley, I want that plate. It's calling to me. It's literally calling to me. Stanley,
Did you sleep well, Miss
any
Bateman?
news? I should be polite. Okay, I've been truthful so far. Not sure if talking about freaky cats is gonna get me off on the best footing. I'm gonna lie.
Yes, thank you, Stanley.
Splendid. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp.
Nice.
I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving?
Midday.
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually
Nice.
packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Nice. Okay. Lovely. That's it. Oh, hi, Sai. Hello. Welcome. Just in time. You just missed a very freaky segment. What's this? Oh, thank you for dropping by, Dave. It's so nice to see you. Thank you. I'm very honoured. Ah, what's this? Yes, there is. As Sai says, the review is up on the Thumb Culture's site, thumbculture.co.uk. No, not that way. That way. That way at the bottom of my screen. Okay. Yes. Is it safe to do such a thing? It's true, though we don't really have an alternative. No, alright. This is the best they've got. Oh, thank you, Si. Thank you for the follow. Hello, welcome, welcome. Yeah, go on.
That sounds capital. Thank you.
You're most welcome,
Stanley is nice.
We look after our guests here at the Plough and Furrow. I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Oh, see, Stanley's nice. I don't wanna disappoint
Yes.
Stanley.
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were.
Uh-oh. Forget what I just said.
I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass.
Oh, God.
I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
Ah. That's
You do?
fine.
I do.
That's
Many
fine.
do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Oh, hello, Nath. Hi, thank you for the follow. Thank you, much appreciated, much appreciated. Oh my days, look at all these. The Hobbs Barrow Dream Team supporting each other. Damn right. Me and Mike. Like, teaming it up. It's cool. Lovely. Hey, Nico's here. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Feel free to lurk. This is definitely a game to lurk to. It's very atmospheric. Okay, so Stanley, you've not been very honest with us, have you? No, you have not. What's that? Oh, Nathan, I'm very good, thank you. Yes, it was lovely to meet you. It was nice to meet everybody. Have a nice little get together. And now we're having a nice little get together over a spooky game. It's great. Okay.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
What have you got to say for yourself?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling.
Indeed.
I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Fine. What's that? You've not been honest with Stanley. Excuse me. That was just the teeny tiniest little white lie about having a good night's sleep. Okay. He flat out lied to me and said he'd never heard of Hobbs Barrow. Big difference, I would say. But Mr. Shoulder, who is he? Where is he? Why was he not here last night?
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
Oh,
what?
God.
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Well, you know, I turned up outside the inn and one guy tried to snog me, so... You know. We're not exactly running a good score here, are we?
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
Foreshadowing, perhaps? Sounds very ominous. What's this? Oh yes, it's all white lies now. They won't be so innocent when he sees you slightly more tired than expected. Has a wee cry. Stop trying to make me feel all horrible. Oh, I feel bad now. Sorry, Stanley. But he prides himself on his inn. I don't want to say I had a bad night's sleep, and I'm certainly not telling him about freaky cats. That doesn't get you off on a good footing.
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Right.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
Don't worry, Stanley.
If you see Herbert around here, be sure not to feed him.
Herbert?
A local stray cat. He comes in now and then searching for scraps. I'm sick of cleaning his vomit off the floor.
Quite. I'll be sure not to feed him.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe I should talk about freaky cats. Herbert was in our room last night. Probably being all creepy and spooky. And probably just wanted to stuff his face. Literally. Right.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it.
It's...
I have a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
Right. Okay. Map unlocked. Ooh, hello. Let's see. Ah, right. Whoa, what? Close up eye again. Ah. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. Alright, so at least I can fast travel. What's that? The cat clearly snitched on you. Oh, bloody cat. Told on me. Okay. Good day to you, sir.
Hello.
Ah, yeah.
My name is Thomasina, and you are...
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
Sensing a pattern here. But hey, they mean well, so when he tells me to bugger off, I'll bear that in mind.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves.
Oh yes, this church, you say? Anything interesting about
What can
it?
you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. That's one of mine, that. That's one of my things. Like, tell me about it. Well, it's a church. Thanks a lot.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What if I was to say I don't believe you? Stanley's already lied to me, and we like Stanley, but he's already lied to me.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
But you do know about it. Sneaky.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Liar. Big fat liar. Fine. Let's see if anyone else can help it.
Quite a fine building indeed.
Yes, it is, but I'm hoping that's like plants or something and not just green ectoplasmic goo on the door. Ah, cute. Hi.
Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas.
That's a nice sword you have there.
That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crothier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
The what now?
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
I don't mind nonsense. I had freaky cat dreams last night, so give me all the nonsense. Also, I'm getting very much like, I don't know if any of you have read it, but I'm getting very much Essex Serpent vibes. If none of you've read that book, read it. It's very, very cool.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
Whoa.
Oh, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Kids on a mission. I like it. Do you know Mr. Leonard Shoulder? I have a feeling you'll at least be honest.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
It is, isn't it?
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas?
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Right. Although the sister's
day.
not exactly
Hello, miss.
talkative, maybe she'll know a bit more.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty,
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
my brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless.
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Hey. There is nothing wrong with a good teaspoon collection, okay? There are some lovely teaspoons. Especially very shiny ones.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, forgive me if I do not believe you.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Ooh, Robin! Tiny little Robin on top of the cross. Very nice. Okay, well, let's see what we can find.
No one here.
Okay, we're not going in there. Ooh, church. Ooh, hello.
Hello.
Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
I'd love to, but I don't think we have any money.
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings. The sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here,
that sounds
because
nice.
if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry. I can't give them away for free. The money
Fine.
goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand.
Fine. And tell
My
me
name
about
is
yourself.
Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Someone who's very nice
Tell me
also.
about yourself, Mrs. de
Yay!
Plancy.
Nice people.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods, and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Oh, well, that's nice, isn't it? What's this? Background scenes in this game look a lot like Hot Fuzz. Yeah, they do. It's like, I should probably watch out. If one of the spires is going to come loose, I should step to one side. It's going to fall on me.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship,
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy.
Thank you. Perhaps another time. It's an adventure game, and there is a church. There is gonna be something exciting inside.
Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
Yay! Yay! Some info! Some useful info! Hooray! Okay. Tell us about him.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmunds for many years.
Alright, and where is he?
Where can I find Father Roach?
Inside?
This time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
Ooh, is that going to be a very cool sound effect that I'm going to get in my headphones? Am I going to squee again? Will she know about it? She's been here all her life, so I'm sure she'd know any of the local superstition around it.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Alright, fine.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
And also with you. What's that? Father Roach. Some may call him Papa Roach. Absolutely. Ooh. These plaques are highlighted. My adventure senses are tingling.
In memory of George Paxton.
Uh-huh. And this one?
In memory of William Ager.
And this one?
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
These are going to be useful somewhere. Ooh, trowel. I take?
Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it.
Nice.
Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Quite. What's that? What's that sign? As long as there are no swans. No luck catching them swans then. It's just the one swan, actually. I don't know why, but my favorite scene from Hot Fuzz will always be the morning after when Angel goes to the cells to get Danny and he's not in there, and he goes, can you open cell 4 please? And you just go, Danny, can you open 4? And he goes, he's gone. And then he just turns up and goes, oh my god, who's gone? It cracks me up every time. Ooh. Crows again. Spooky omens. I no like. And a fresh grave. Also no like.
This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave.
Now, do I go wandering up the path, or do I wander over this way? Go on, let's go up the path. Ooh, a fairy circle. Don't step inside it, or the fairies will capture you.
I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible.
Doesn't matter, just don't step in them, or else you were taken away. But now that I've said that, my pointer is now drifting around the center, and I'm thinking, if I just step over...
I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous.
Fine.
The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly.
But that would be fun. I mean, they look so lovely. I would love to wander aimlessly across these moors. Literally, take a book, go wandering. That would do me just fine. Ooh, a nice bench.
Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was.
Quite. Ooh, that's a nice tune. That's very cool. Oh, you know me, peeps. I am a sucker for a great soundtrack. And this is very cool. Ooh, a cairn.
I've seen cairns like this all over England, quite common.
Yeah, but this one
The locals
could
might be alarmed if I dismantle their cairn.
Don't need to dismantle it, just inspect it. See what's around.
The moors continue for miles in this direction. I don't wish to lose my way.
Alright, fine. Okay. Alright, well now that we've seen it, now that we know where that is, that's cool. Right, okie dokie. Okay. What's this way? Ooh, is this... Ah, this is where the woods are, isn't it? This is where we might find... This is where we might find Father Roach, I think. Or Papa Roach. Hey, there you go. Found him. You alright? Whoa, okay. Excuse me, I don't smell that bad. You're okay over there. Okay. Wonderful. Oh my god.
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm
Whoa, no.
Excuse me.
No.
cut me. I beg you.
No. No. Why? No, why would I want to cut you? No. There's some spectacles over here. Can I use these?
Ouch. The broken lens is extremely sharp.
I thought it might be. Really? I don't really want to cut you. Can I pick it up with the glove so I don't cut
Perhaps
myself?
I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner.
Yeah, but it'll hurt me. It will hurt. Oh, handkerchief. There you go. That'll do.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
This should work.
Oh, do I really have to do this? Are we really doing this? Okay. Sure.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I
Dude.
shall do as you ask, Father.
Ah. Ew. I strongly object to this. But I got an achievement for it, so I'm not objecting too hard. It worked.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated.
Yes,
I'm
they can.
Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Dude, that was not natural. That was not natural. Oh. The healing properties of bloodletting can absolutely be overstated. Wow, what a meeting. What a meeting already. It's like I walk into the woods, I take 2 paces towards a vicar, he vomits in front of me and asks me to cut him. I mean, isn't that how you meet everybody? You know, just go up to someone and say, "Cut me." No. So yeah, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. What was that about? Exactly, Sai. What a Wednesday night. What What a Wednesday night. Hello, Brian. Yes, I too believe in the healing properties of bleeding myself to death like a stuck pig. Quite. Oh, are you okay? This should be reworded here. Are you okay?
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Pants on fire. Definitely. Although I will, I will second the niceness of picking blackberries. There are some growing outside my door right now, and it's just like every time I come in from work, it's just like, nice.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged.
Of course.
And lo,
Naturally.
did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
Lovely. Okay, so this church of yours, anything interesting about it? It is a fine building.
St. Edmunds is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
Nice.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
Okay.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
Is Leonard Shoulder one of these who is full of the spirit?
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, but I kind of need to know where he lives.
Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Alright, fine. Oh, do I want to talk about this with a priest? He's been really nice so far. He's offered to take me. I don't know if he's gonna just clam up now as soon as I mention superstitious nonsense. What's this? What's that? Sounds like Patrick Stewart in American Dad. He does, actually. He does, very much. I'll be recovering from my blood loss and lightheadedness. Just give me a minute. Oh, go on.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
Liar, pants on fire.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Fair. Alright, well since you're still being nice and you're still offering to take us, let's go.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Yeah, we're just gonna forget that ever happened. You can take us to the house? That will do nicely.
Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman,
We
a
have met.
visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Oh,
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little
to know.
whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
what's this? Yes, run away before the steeple drops. Run away.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs.
Must we?
Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes
Must we?
write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite.
Ah.
Which play?
Ha. Fine. Ooh. I can... Ooh, I wouldn't know. To be fair, it's as much as I love Shakespeare, it's been a while since I read any of them. Obviously I've probably read Macbeth more, but it sounds like something from either Macbeth or Hamlet. It's definitely something tragic. It's definitely from a tragedy. Does sound like something Ophelia would say, to be fair, from Hamlet. It's probably not, but hey, why not?
Hamlet?
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman. But I'm afraid that passage
Oh,
is
is
from
it?
Richard II.
Is it?
Studying the work
Oh,
of
very
the
well.
bard is one of my
Fair enough.
favourite pastimes.
Alright.
Follow me.
Alright. Yay! That was random. I don't say no to Shakespeare.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation.
Yes, it's
The
lovely.
moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
Cannot argue with that. It is.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman,
Oh dear.
do you believe in God?
Oh dear, I knew that. I knew that was coming. Knew that was coming. What's that? Has Father Roach will remember your knowledge in the barn, or lack thereof. Oh. No, I can't lie about this one.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Interesting. Ooh. Oh dear. Oh God.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain.
Oh wow. What's that? Probably for the best God watching and all that. Indeed, but probably we won't. We get this. So.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Why would I annoy the nurses?
Now, let's see your father.
Yes, stiff upper lip and all that. Until now.
Mummy is crying.
dear.
Daddy is sleeping.
Can we wake him?
Daddy, wake up!
Oh dear. Not good.
Mummy?
Hey.
Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all.
Oh dear.
But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst Manor. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
Oh dear.
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Oh, we're gonna go back to the cairn.
Hello?
Oop.
She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Okay.
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid. But we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this.
Yes, the burial mound.
Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
The devil.
pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
What a wonderful name. The Devil's Toe.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape.
Ooh.
All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily.
But it sounds very ominous.
Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Ah. Alright. Ooh, chickens.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Right.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you.
Is there
You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Is there something in her cakes? Is that it? Yeah, okay, noted. Don't have any of the cakes. Clearly, they make you vomit. But before I do any of that, I want to pet the chicken.
Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
Excuse me.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
I want to pick them up. Yay! You can pet
It's a
the
whole
chicken.
one, Father Roach.
Put that thing down, would you?
Never.
No fun.
Exactly. You're no fun. Never. My chicken now. That's fun. Okay, so in this game you can pet chickens. Yay! Another plus point. Alright, fine. We'll do what we came here to do. What's that? Can pick up chicken game of the year. Absolutely.
Is Thomasina Bateman here?
Yoo-hoo.
I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
I'm beginning to think this dude
We
did
could
not
try
ask
again.
us here.
His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Try the window.
No sign of life.
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned.
Okay. What's that? Priest looks creepy. It definitely looks weird when you can't really tell what's his glasses and what's his eyes. It looks very creepy. Is the chicken following me now? The chicken. Oh. Do they? No? Oh, I got excited then. I thought the chickens would follow me. Boo. Boo hiss boo. What's that? Or are they just strong eyebrows? Maybe. They have very strong eyebrows. That's it. That's just what, 1 pixel away from a monobrow right there. Okay. Glove. Glove, glove, glove. Glove.
The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
He shut you in. He did. He did. Can we actually open the door? Come on.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home?
We haven't actually tried the door. No.
It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home.
But at least,
Curses.
we know this is the dude that locked us in.
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
No, we'll look around. I wanna.
No, you go ahead.
I wanna look
Father,
around.
thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Indeed. Enough Shakespeare! Can't actually remember, but
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct?
yeah.
I shall say good night.
Till it be morrow.
Lord be with you.
Yeah, well at least
Well,
get
Mr.
one right.
Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found.
Okay. What's that? Once he's gone, you can break and enter. Exactly. But also, I can pick up chickens and not
Sweet
get
little thing,
evils.
aren't you?
I'm keeping the chicken. It is now mine. What's this? Yes, yes, may the force be with you always, Papa Roach. The door is locked, but have we considered nature's door? The chimney. That was a good idea.
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
No one said anything about you lugging a block of wood. Thinking about going around. Ooh, are there any stones or anything we can pick up? Throw them at the window. Can we go around the back of the house? Is his key underneath the stone under the door? You know, that old trick. No, it is not. Trouser pocket?
A pair of thick woolen trousers.
I'm guessing now.
The trousers feel damp. Freshly hung, or still wet from last night's rain?
Well, he did lock us in and then disappear over the moors, so yeah.
Slightly damp.
Indeed. Okay, what about you, little chickie? Well, you'll be...
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
It's cute, just the tiniest little... What's this? Feel free to say no, but use the chicken on the window. Not saying throw the chicken or anything. Excuse me, these are now my pets. Besides, I don't think we can use the chicken on the window. But that's the room key. There's no way of opening this window. Like none at all.
No sign of any movement. The window is much too high up to reach.
Yeah, well, we can climb on the roof, maybe. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get in today somehow, unless... You know what? Ooh! That's what I didn't see. I thought it might be something.
A carved
but...
stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon.
Ooh.
It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
Sai, throw the chicken. We're not throwing any chickens. That is not happening. They are my babies now. I'm not throwing the chickens. Although I might just hold them up to the window and just have them peck the glass. That would be fun. It says it's bolted on. Can I use the trowel and like pull it off?
That is not coming off.
Boo. Boo hiss boo.
I'm rather fond of this colour. Perhaps Mr. Shoulder and I share similar taste.
I would lie, it's a very nice blue. But I don't think we're getting in here today. Nom nom nom. No! Not eating the chickens either side. So it's not happening. If anything, they're coming home with me. I'm bringing them back to my room at the inn. Stanley's going to be very shocked to see my room just full of chickens. Yeah, right. We're not doing that anytime today. We're going
As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder.
I think that's a good idea. What's that? You become too attached to the chicken.
That must be Kenneth.
I can't help it. It let me pick it up. So now
station.
we are bonded, I'm afraid. Right, okay, we need to go meet Kenneth. That's right. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Brian. Did you not learn from Zelda Ascarin? Don't mess with chickens. Pixie absconded with the chickens and was very happy. It's true. And it's perfect. Right, guys, I'm done. I'm done now. Nothing spooky, nothing ominous. We just ended up with lots of pet chickens and all was well. Right. Okay. But what you said about the half moon plate back at the pub was definitely right. Ooh. Oh, that's where the noise was coming from. I thought it was the kid's sword. I thought it was the kid's sword that was making that noise. It's not, it's the blacksmith. What is that?
A fantastic specimen.
It's a fossil.
Good day.
Ooh, hello.
Yes.
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Oh, yeah.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
Nice.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Well,
Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
okay, and?
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Maybe I might. Could you make me a secret little sneaky key? So I can break and enter.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
Where is he?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors.
Yeah.
Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
We've been out to his house and he's not there. What's that? I looked away from the stream for 2 seconds and could have sworn Thomasina was calling the blacksmith a fantastic. I mean, why not? I mean, I'm sure he is a fantastic specimen, but no, it's the fossil above the door that is the fantastic specimen.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
I feel you. This, the fantastic specimen.
I noticed your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, aye. I collect them. This one is called
Ammonite.
I'm impressed, lass.
From the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, aye. Well,
I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Quite.
Lovely. Lovely and cheery. But not untrue.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless
Dude,
your
how
advice is
delightful.
cabbages, there'll be naught to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Fantastic. And now the big burning question that nobody wants to answer.
Do you know of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Well, at least he didn't deny it. He didn't say, nah, never heard of it, but he says the eye there. Okay. Oh, I need to, where is it? The train. The train. I was getting sidetracked. Kenneth. Our assistant, Kenneth. Kenneth. Where? There. That's it. There we go. We need to head to the train station. Because he's got all our stuff. Oh, it's so pretty. It's nice to see it now it's not covered in rain. We can actually see the view. Hey! You!
Where is Kenneth?
In the booth. You!
He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
Never mind that. You! Where did you bugger off to?
Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman.
Hey!
I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
Okay, where did you go?
About last night.
Don't remember where you went?
You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was.
What?
I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Indeed.
Oh, aye.
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
This is all strange.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember.
What?
I've nought to say because I remember nought.
Fine.
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
I'm beginning to think this Leonard Shoulder is all a village-wide fever dream, and people think they know who he is and remember him, and in fact he just doesn't exist. Because he doesn't seem to be anywhere.
So you work here?
Aye. Bewley Station Master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me.
Alright.
If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
Really, I could never imagine you drinking your life away in the pub. Listen, it's all very Wickerman. It is. It is. It's very unnerving.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much.
sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye?
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman.
Yes.
A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses.
That also means we have no money. Boo. Boo hiss boo.
Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you.
Alright. Go
I'm
on.
looking for
We
Hobbs
asked them
Barrow.
all.
Hobbs Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hobbs Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please. This is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
Yes, but
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
can't find the bugger. Seriously. Alright, fine. Fine,
Farewell
fine,
for
fine.
now.
Ta-ra!
Okay, so no Kenneth. Creepy cat. Creepy cat. Shoo. Shoo. Oh. Oh. What's it? Oh, are you offside? Thank you so much for joining. It's nice to see you. Ah, just in time before the cats get creepy again. Oh, hello, Cyril.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
Any sign of Leonard?
I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
What's this? What's that? I mean, just before more hot fuzz scenes. Instead, yes, absolutely. Here, do you have a license for this one? Oh, for this one. He does for this one. What do you mean this one? Yeah. Well,
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land.
oof.
There's no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
Nope.
No.
No, I'm not. What's that? Oh yes, everyone and their mums is packing round here.
Goodbye.
Like who?
Ta-ra, lass.
Like who? Farmers. Who else? Farmers' mums. Okay, fine. We need to find Le Postmaster. Okay, it says north of the plough and furrow.
That must be the postmaster's storeroom.
Amazing. And you are, good sir?
Hello.
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry.
Nice to meet you,
Thomasina
Henry.
Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
He sounds nice. He sounds very excitable. I like him.
You seem in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
It's true, it is hard to trust anyone, but they're not likely to find you, so...
Originally, a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long. Though I currently reside in London.
London. I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well,
Oh my god, you have no idea.
no fat trees out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewley is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
It's nice that someone has a nice positive outlook, but yes, I definitely miss the northern air. So luckily I am coming back up north and visiting home soon, and I'm like, oh, it can't come soon enough. Ah yes, postmaster, where are my crates?
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
It will be mine.
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
This is gonna be this is the hashtag for the game. It's like hashtag curses.
When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss
Well,
Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
You might want to budge from the spot. Just saying. Why not?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long.
Oh, you flirt. Okay, at least he's halfway nice about it and not just lunging straight in for a kiss.
I'm looking for Hob's Barrow.
One of those old burial hills?
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley. And we're all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.
Okay, the good music is getting slightly creepy now. Just when they start repeating the same phrases, it's just like suspicious.
Your opinion of the railway station differs widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewley. Mark my words. There's much to protect here, but we need new blood. I hope that some of you visitors will actually stay here permanently.
Why is that?
So I have new friends to talk to. Some people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
I feel that.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewley. He just doesn't understand.
I met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey, I could go for an ale right now, actually.
Well, why not?
Can I buy you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait. Do you think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tab?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his storeroom.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Alright, okay. Maybe I misjudged him being a bit creepy. But alright, let's have a look through the window. What do we see? Yeah, that is definitely
There's my
ours.
crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence. I'm going to have to get in there.
Yes. Gonna have to find a way in. Okay, what was that? It's gonna turn out that Leonard's shoulder was inside us all along, and the real Hobbs Barrow was the friends we made along the way. Absolutely, that is 100% gonna be the ending. Called it already, Naz. Called it. What's this say?
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office.
Oh. Okay. Is there a way, like, around the back or anything? Just worth a try.
The postmaster isn't home.
But my crate is in there.
You'll have to wait for Mr. Price to get back.
Yeah, but I can't wait. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna need to find a way in somehow. How? What? Ooh. Hello.
A small plaque beside the door reads Vicarage.
Oh, so this is where Father Roach lives. Okay, cool. Well, why don't we ask if good old Stanley can open up a tab for us? Oh, did I look at that one?
It's a crudely painted scene that appears to be of a biblical nature.
No, we didn't look at that one. But interesting. Hi.
I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still not in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you.
Good.
So yes, I'll open an account for you.
Yes!
To be settled at the end of your stay.
Fine.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Yeah.
Aye. It's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
Fine. Okay.
How can I open a tab again?
Leave me an item of value as a deposit. I'll give it back to you at the end of your stay, when it will be time to pay the piper.
You said that very creepily. Don't like it.
My assistant has not arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
Alright. The mysterious Leonard Shoulder hasn't shown up, has he?
I found Mr. Shoulder's home, thanks to the help of Father Roach.
Wonderful. So you've met our vicar then?
Indeed.
Yes, I did. An interesting character.
Indeed. So, did old Leonard apologise for his absence?
Didn't
Not
see
quite.
it.
He wasn't home.
What is that man playing at?
You tell me.
Okay, fine.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Besides, there's no point asking him about Hobbs Barrow. He'll just say, speak to Leonard. But we can't bloody find Leonard. Right, okay. Well, something of value. Do we have anything of value? That's the thing. Will he take the glove? I don't know.
I probably shouldn't part with this.
Okay, fine. An item of value as a deposit. Okay, is there anything up in my room? Up in my trunk?
I've stored my case in there. A box within a box.
Yes. But is there anything inside?
I've hung my dress inside. Aside from that, the wardrobe is empty.
Ooh.
The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this evening.
Maybe, but we need something of value. And the matchbox is his, so that's not gonna do anything.
I don't wish to carry the bowl around with me.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought there might have been something maybe in a purse. Something. That's fine. Ooh, he's back again. I wonder, let's just have...
I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
I feel you, but we need to find something of use. What's that? Maybe give him a chicken. Chickens are valuable. Indeed, but we have established they are my babies now, so we're not I'm not parting with my chickens. Something of value.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Okay, fine. Thought maybe he might give you something of value. That's fine. I wonder. Ooh, a bucket.
The bucket is rusty and full of holes.
Oh, fine.
This must belong to someone. I should leave it alone.
You never know when it might come in handy. Ooh, one place I didn't go to was the church. I didn't actually go inside. Did not actually go inside.
Goodness me,
Ooh.
look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans.
It is pretty in here.
Those have seen better days. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years.
Nice, 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 nice. Ooh, necklace. Hello.
Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it.
Something of value.
Maybe I can reunite it with its owner.
Maybe, but also, it's something of value.
Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns. I've no time for such things.
Wow. Okay, I know. Okay, I know she said what happened to her father made her ask some questions, but
The pews are contained within compartments that can be locked. I've seen a similar design in other Norman churches around England, but this is a particularly impressive example.
okay. Just double check. Yeah, I think we've looked at everything we can look at. Oh, the ceiling.
Extraordinary craftsmanship.
Nice. Can we take the
The flowers
flowers?
have long since dried out. I don't want them.
What's this? Am I seriously taking something of value from the church? God's gaff, no less. Well, I doubt it was left there for His Holiness, so you know, and I'll get it back. I'll get it back. Just right now we need our booze, damn it. God's gaff will have to wait. Booze first. Priorities. Okay, here's something of value. Excuse me. Can we try that again?
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it?
Yeah.
Aye, silver.
Whew.
That'll do.
That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Yeah, go on. Why not?
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
Ooh, can I go and get Henry? Or do I bring the drink to him?
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nope, we're not.
Most agreeable.
Nope, Henry's not having any of that. Fine. Was it God will remember this? No. No. Lots of Hail Marys coming my way. There we go. You nicked it from the church. He didn't say it. I know. I was half expecting him to go, I recognize this. It's like this is old Penny Worthington's necklace. You've nicked it. Right. Okay. Henry.
Hello.
Can I
Good
buy
day.
you a drink?
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep watch of his storeroom.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
Okay, run.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know.
Oh,
Before
God.
that, there were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1828.
Oh dear.
In Newcastle, of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Hey!
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chin wag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
Can I not take the cup? Oh, damn. Okay. Alright, well at least we've got a nice open tab for as many drinks as we like. Ooh, I'll tell you what I didn't go look at. I didn't go and look and see if there was anything
I'd rather
back
not
here.
go into those horrible toilets again.
Ooh.
The post has been embellished with a fine bronze bust of a horse.
This, okay. Fine. Anything out this way? Oh! Hello! Someone new!
Hello there, my name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
What's yours?
Wally?
Don't know why that's Wally.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No?
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
No?
Goodbye.
Well, that was quick, wasn't it? Okay, we're knocking on doors now. We're knocking on random doors.
Nobody home.
Okay. Okay.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
It's nice though. Wally by name. Dude. Oh. What was it? Okay. I wonder if is Henry, now that he's had a few drinks down him, like, will he wander off
Good
to
day.
spend a penny perhaps? Can I get him drunk? Can I actually go get him drunk?
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
Can I actually get him rat-ass?
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods. Would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes.
Trains.
There were nothing like it.
I'm gonna have
Well,
a massive
that's
tap
me.
by the end
Better
of this.
be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Curses. I'm starting to feel somewhat tipsy. I'm
Damn.
here to excavate Hobbs Barrow, not Hobbs Barrels.
Nice! Hobbs barrels. Nice. What can...
Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character. The man drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
I've seen him drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Shit. If we're already
Goodbye.
starting to be
See you soon.
tipsy, like... What's that now? Slipping a Mickey. Well... I'm beginning to wonder, is there a way to slip him a Mickey phone? Ooh. Creaky floorboard. I'm always suspicious of creaky floorboards. Is there gonna be something under the floorboards?
Hello.
No. Oh,
Goodbye.
I hoped he might know about the what's it? The fresh grave. Oh, is the vicar in? Is the vicar in? Can we talk to him?
I don't think anyone is home.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough.
No one here.
Okay, no, we are resorting to knocking on doors. This is...
I don't think anyone is home.
Anyone got something we can spike a talkative fellow's drink with? Literally. Okay. Ooh, I wonder if Arthur Tillett knows anything about Henry.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
Aye.
What do you make of Henry Long?
An idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine? Strangers pouring into Bewley.
No, I
Kills
got
the
an
stomach,
idea.
that does.
No.
Maybe he has a point. You could travel.
Bah, you're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd Barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine.
I gotta buy both of them a drink. That's what we've gotta do.
Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now,
Yes.
go on then, lass.
Follow me.
I need to buy both of them.
So then, he turns around and says,
Oh,
"Why
Neko,
is a
thank
dog
you.
like a
Thank you for the
tree?"
raid.
And I
Thank
says,
you. Welcome,
"Oh,
guys.
no."
Welcome, welcome,
And he
welcome.
says, because they
Welcome,
both
welcome.
loves their bark once they're dead.
Very droll, Cyril.
Okay.
Well, it's been a
Yes.
pleasure, but
Yes,
I
yes,
must
yes,
be
yes,
off.
yes. How's,
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink.
how's the game going?
Not too bad for an outsider.
Going good. I think I've solved this puzzle. Because Henry said that him and Cyril get into a lot of arguments. Get them both in the pub and get them talking because they both don't shut up. So,
Hello.
Good day.
hi Henry. Drink?
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
Come on, they're both in the pub now. They should both talk each other's ears off.
To think, if that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the Midland Railway.
Idiot!
Ha
That station is the worst decision this village has ever made.
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas.
Well,
I will change your mind even if it kills me.
yeah, you do that. Yeah, you have a good old chin wag, and while you do that, bye. I'm gonna go get my crate. Get up in a butcher. I'm await eagerly. So would I, but I have a crate to get. Oh, no. What am I doing? I want to go.
Locked, as expected.
I'm guessing
I need to get inside without attracting too much attention.
there's gonna be a way through Henry's
He's
place.
currently debating the merits of the railway station at the inn.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Royal Mail. This must be the...
Yeah. Okay, can I... Could be very loud, but can I... like, smash out the window?
No, that won't work.
Damn. I was just thinking, just tap out the window and just, like, reach in. No, okay, right. Okay, is there any way...
A warehouse.
Well, yes, but I need a way in.
I can't see how that will help me.
I'm trying new ideas. Right now. She said we need a way in without attracting too much attention. We're kind of around the corner, so hopefully we wouldn't make too much noise.
He's currently debating... This house looks pleasant.
Yes, I know. He's in the pub. Like, is there a way, like, around? Ooh, can we get the plaque off, maybe?
No, that's not it.
What's that? If anyone asks, you're just checking the structural integrity. Yes. Just checking the foundations of this. What's the... Just makes them leave a leg. Oh, thank you. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Feel free to lurk. That is absolutely fine. But we need a way in. Okay. So if we need a way in, could...
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Maybe not.
Alas, it is not mine to take.
I'm sure he'll give it to you. Oh,
I didn't
broom.
come to Bewley to sweep their streets.
No, but the
A simple
broom could be useful.
The bucket is rusty and full of holes.
I mean, it could very well be useful. I'm not dismissing the idea straight away. Don't suppose Wally knows how to get in the post office,
I have nothing
do you?
else to ask for the time being.
No. That's fine. Fine. Okay. It's a shame the vicar isn't in the church at the moment. 'Cause okay, let's see if he's wandering. Let's see if he's wandering around. See if we can find him. Oh, bunny. Lovely. Okay, no one at the cairn. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we need a way in. Ooh, ask the youth to borrow his sword. Yes, that is an excellent idea. That is, if Douglas will give up his sword, though. I will have to convince him that I am out to slay the lambton worm, and that I have a worthy cause.
Hello?
Hiya.
Yes?
Hey, Douglas. Ah, can't.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Can I look at his sword?
The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself.
Ooh. He's swiping at the air, though. It's an excellent idea. I would totally pierce out the window with the sword, but that is not happening. Surely there has to be a way inside. There has to be a way. Like I said, I was thinking maybe round the back.
The merits of the railway station at the inn.
Makes me wonder though, are they gonna have a punch up? And is his key gonna fly out of his pocket? And am I gonna take it? Just a thought.
These two are as stubborn as each other.
Yeah. Okay. Don't suppose Stanley's got... No.
Goodbye.
No.
See you
Stanley.
soon.
Stanley would not have any ideas, because as Stanley keeps saying, he runs an honest establishment. So he would not have any ideas.
Hello.
Alright.
Goodbye.
That's alright. Guess let's see. Then again, I haven't spoken to Mrs. Delancey today.
Good day.
Oh yeah.
Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. Delancey.
Oh yes, he did. Yes, not to ask. So fine.
Thank you for your
Okay.
time.
Lord be with you.
Okay. Right. What's this? Don't bring Stanley into this. He's a good man. I know. He's a very good man. I just thought you might have some ideas, that's all.
Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby.
That's Cyril's wife.
Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Indeed.
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister.
Oh.
Joseph Davis.
That is either Arthur's wife or sister, perhaps?
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Indeed.
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart.
Very nice. Okay. Said, very nice fairy stone. Okay, the only place we haven't been back to is back in the woods, which is this way. So maybe... And of course we didn't get a chance to explore the woods. Ooh, or here.
It's locked.
Okay, no sneaking into the back of the church for me then. Fine. Ooh, where does this way lead? Oh, very cool. Okay. Nice. At least we know that leads there if we need a quick way there in future. Ooh. Well, this is a very pleasant spot. It's a shame we're not trying to break and enter. We could definitely spend a little bit of time here. Ooh. Oh, well, this is lovely. Oh!
I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
Yeah, you might not, but I do.
No doubt home to many a woodland creature.
Yeah, maybe, but I want to see what's in there, okay?
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
Oh.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait.
What?
Some nerve.
Charming.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Hello.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Why?
Let me pass.
Not today, by order of Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree. There's
Lord
nought even
Panswick.
down there.
You're not going to let me pass, are you?
Now she gets it.
Fine, who was that?
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
Never is.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
Okay. And is that Lord Panswick, that douchebag that we just came across?
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley.
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
Well, he's gonna get some, I'm afraid.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
No. No.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions.
Yes, I do.
You must know his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
And these are his woods?
Aye. His lordship owns most of the lands around these parts.
I'm gonna have to ask people like Stanley about this, because I've heard nothing about this dude. What's that Lord Pants Dick? More like... I'm definitely getting that impression. But no, literally no one has said anything about this dude.
Do you know where I can find a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Never heard of it.
Fine.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
Well, I mean, I'll try to. I don't know if I'm going to have any money. Okay.
I'll let him get on with his work.
Okay, fine. Let's see if we can find where that idiot went. Because we still need a way in. Just double check. Ooh. Oh, hello. A fossil to start
Remarkable.
with.
A gargantuan fossilized ammonite. This would look fantastic on my mantelpiece.
It is huge, though. There is no way you're taking it.
Hey! Stay away from that! It's bad luck to touch the Ammon's horn. I'm serious.
Alright.
Fine.
Fine.
Damp ragdolls have been laid out to dry in the dreary sun.
Ooh.
Sweet little flowers.
Can I have them? They look pretty.
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
Can I have one? Can I dig them up?
No, that won't work.
Oh, damn. Worth a try. Hey there.
Good day, little one. What's your name?
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite.
Right.
Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Alright.
What is your name, little one?
Jane.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jane. My name is Thomasina.
Hi.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Oh. Very nice.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Aw. Aw, she's cute. She's very
Tell
cute.
me more about the Ammon's horn.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Okay, go on then. Yeah, she's only a child. Go on then.
How wonderful. I'll be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Look, it's so matter of fact. It's like, yeah, don't mess around with the gods.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
No, he
Don't
won't.
worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing.
He
Where
will
did your
not.
brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe.
Oh.
But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
I know where he went.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Okay, fair enough.
Where do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there. Or maybe he's
It's
left
alright.
her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
It's fine. No,
Goodbye.
no kicking,
Bye, miss.
no kicking necessary. You are very sweet. I will find your doll. What's this? Definitely need to ask the good father about this Ammon Godfather. Oh yes, that's a fantastic idea. Oh. All right. Where was it? Oh yeah, it's this way. This way. That's Douglas. Wally is this way, I think. Yeah. There he is, you little shitbox.
Good
Come
day.
here. Excuse me.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to,
Why's that?
because he has a lot of money.
Goodbye.
Not wrong though. Why does everyone do it? Because he has a lot of money.
This
That
young
is-
fellow looks miserable.
Okay, you're the one who took the doll. What did you do with the doll?
The road disappears over the horizon.
Alright, you little shit. What did you do with the doll? Give up the doll. Right now. She did say maybe he left it out on the moors.
I can't think
though.
of anything else to talk about right now.
Okay. It's the only lead we have so far. Because we're... As you suggested, Naz, unfortunately we can't find the good father to ask him about this Ammon God fellow. But what we can do is see if the doll is out on the moors. Because right now we are not getting in the postmaster's office. Like, we're not getting in there. Okay. What's that? Is he not in the church? No, we went in, didn't we? We went in to get the necklace and he wasn't in there. I mean, he might be there. He might be there now. We can always go back and have another look.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
True. Oh yes, we're back to Leonard's house. Still not in, Master Leonard? No.
I've come a long way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door.
He's not in there. Ah, he is not in there.
No sign of any movement.
But my little babies are here. Come back here. Come back.
Sweet little thing, aren't you?
Come back here and receive my petting. Come here. It's like, come back here and love me. Right. Okay. Okay, I am not seeing this doll anywhere. Not like under the bench or anything. Okay, oh. I do have a trowel. I'm not a grave robber, I swear.
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber.
Can't blame me for trying. Can't blame me for trying.
I'd better not touch them.
Can I want to go out for a wander on the
stretch
moors.
into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly.
No, but I do want to find Okay, he is
I've no time for such things.
Yes, he has no he is nowhere to be found. Okay. Oh, does Mr. Plancy know
Hello.
about the Lord Pantsdick? Know about him?
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, pet. Don't get yourself tangled up in local affairs.
I certainly don't intend to.
Too late. Too late.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Too late. I want to know. I want to know all about. I want to know all about them. Now, where is this doll?
Hello, Jane.
Hello, miss.
Let me talk to her again.
Where do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there. Or maybe he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
We know where he is, but
Goodbye.
still.
Bye, miss.
We know where he is, but there's no doll there though. Unless the doll's inside. That is also a possibility. That is also a possibility. Right. I'm gonna have a little further nosy around, see if I can find this doll at least, because this is the only lead we have so far. Oh, does he know about Lord Panstick? Sorry, it's stuck now.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
Far too late for that.
Goodbye.
I'm afraid.
Ta-ra.
Alright, what about Douglas and his sister? Oh yeah.
Hello.
Yes?
Hey yeah.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
He gave me some sweets once. My friend says that Lord Panswick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. Do you think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Me too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Good day.
Hello, Betty. Hello.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the
Where's
village
his
often?
house?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Lovely.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Oh, come on. Does anyone know how to get to his manor? Like, anyone?
Good day.
Yes.
Now, Lord Panstick. Do you know how to get to his
Lord
house?
Panswick.
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Right.
Just curious. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay. Okay, just check there's nothing around the back of the pub in our absence.
I suspect the barrels are empty.
Yeah.
Otherwise the locals would be rolling them into their cellars.
Very true. But that is Wally. That is Wally right there.
Nobody home. There's nothing else I wish to...
That is Wally right now.
This young fellow looks miserable.
He said he's gone off with the dolls. So where are they? Where is this doll?
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
If I was guessing, I'd say that Lord Panstick's house is in that direction. But no one seems to know where that is. I wonder if Stanley has anything to say about his lordship.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
A most charming man, Miss Bateman. He looks after us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
Okay.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Okay, just to double check. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is where I keep forgetting I have a fast travel thing here. But, you know, I'm still in hardcore adventure mode. I will still go the long way to each of these locations. Like always. I am at a loss then. I'm not sure where this doll would be. You haven't asked Albert. You mean Arthur at the station? That's a good point. That's a good point. I have not. I have not asked Arthur at the station. Let's go and see if Arthur has anything to say about it.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes. Do you know him?
Aye. He comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
There was a bit of
Sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief. But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Oh, but I will be. Ooh, sorry about that. I will be. How do we get to his manor? What's it? What's that? No, I am Albert the Fifth Musketeer. Yes! That was a cartoon. Absolutely. He's sharp, he's cool, he's nobody's fool. He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. Love that. Sunday mornings. Sunday morning cartoons. That was peak Sunday morning cartoons. That and the raccoons, mate. It's all about those.
I don't think anyone is home.
Okay, I am not averse to just knocking on random doors saying, where does Lord Pantstick live? And then they all look at me weird because I say Lord Pantstick.
I don't think
Who is
anyone's
that?
home.
Who is that? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, as it... Okay, I will double check and just make sure there is absolutely no way in.
The door is still locked.
Yeah, I see that. Is there any way...
I don't think battering the door down is the solution here. I don't wish to draw too much attention.
Well, that's fine, but we need a way in. How does one get in? Like, are we sure we can't just tap away at the window?
That's not it.
What's it now? Have you tried the key? No, that's my room key. That's my room key. I doubt that will unlock it.
This key doesn't fit here.
Yeah. Like I said, I would have thought there'd have been a way around the back somewhere, but there is not. Okay, as much as I don't want to, I may have to call it a night, because I have actually gone on way longer than I intended to, because I've been so engrossed with it. But it may have gotten the better of me tonight, so I may have to sleep on it and think about it. But this has been a hell of a lot of fun. I hate to leave it here hanging on a puzzles, because we still don't know where Jane's doll is. We still can't get inside the postmaster's office, and we don't know where this Lord Pantstick lives, and who the hell and where the hell is Leonard Shoulder. So many questions. Leave it on so many questions. But no, I'm glad I was able to stream this. This is a lot of fun. It is very atmospheric. I am a sucker for fantastic pixel art and soundtrack, and this has both. It's great. The voice acting is really good as well. It's really funny. It's like I think I probably love the kids more than anything. It's like they are literally just like northern kids, like typical northern kids. Love it. But no, yeah, as you say now, sign of a good game. Come back with fresh eyes, definitely, because when I come back, I will come back, see it, and think, oh my god, of course. Like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that sooner? But thankfully it wasn't too spooky that I had to hide behind Janet too much. But Janet has been very squishy and buoyed me up regardless. But no, thank you so much to everyone for joining me. It's been a hell of a lot of fun, and it was definitely worth it. All the excitement paid off. It's awesome to see this game in its entirety, because I've been hanging on every little update of this game since I played the demo like 2 years ago, and it's here, and it's great. I love it. I'm intrigued. I'm absorbed. I have to know the answers. I have to know all the answers. So yes, thank you very much everyone for joining me. Hopefully I shall see you all in another stream very soon. Thank you again to my lovely peeps at thumbculture.co.uk. I will leave a link in the description of this stream. Definitely go and check out the website. We do reviews and features on gaming and hardware and tech as well. Lots of fantastically talented writers there. And also, if you check out the written review, Mike's written review of this game as well, it's great, fantastic. Check it out. I hope you all like it. So, yee! Thank you very much, guys. Ciao for now.